taking advantage of a young woman.
Was a child.
Thousands upon thousands of ants in the closet.
Yeah, in Thailand or in Philippines, probably they call them losers back home.
Yes.
We don't need to not all men the
World War II soldiers. Yeah. Fair enough. You know what? Welcome to a very special episode of Born in the 80s. I'm your host, as always, John Danger, joined by two co-hosts and a very special guest. Lauren?
Hi, I am Lauren Rowe.
And I am TJ May, here as always.
And I'm Kaila from Los Angeles, and I'm an author.
Yes, of a book. And what's the name of the book?
Yeah, so the book's called Fetishized, A Reckoning with Yellow Fever, Feminism, and Beauty. And it's just kind of like about the fetishization of Asian women and my personal experience with it. But it also goes over media I grew up with, like the Harajuku Girls and Memoirs of a Geisha and Fast and Furious and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
awesome.
I thought it was pretty interesting. Just to start off a little talk with the book. So I got a copy. We all got a copy. I read it this last week. I thought it was really interesting. Is just one of those things that when you look back at all of the stuff that you and all the media that you consumed as a kid, you're like, that was really fucked up, actually.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Because that's the same media you guys kind of grew up with in that era.
Yeah.
Little Mermaid and all that. Like,
yeah.
And I remember just reading about that in the book, and I was like, that is really messed up, actually.
Yeah.
You don't think of it as that, but it is.
But it's like a beautifully made film, so it's very hidden. It's hidden in there. Yeah, you're not analyzing this as a kid.
Right,
you know?
you're just like, oh, I like the Pretty Mermaid and her
cute
songs.
Fish and like crabs singing.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I thought that was really cool. I guess just to introduce yourself some more. So you... the book kind of goes through your whole life, the memoir, like a career, which I thought was really interesting. So you started with modeling, correct?
Yeah, so I would say pinup modeling, which is like different from fashion modeling, but pinup modeling, and very specifically something called import modeling, which is like a niche Asian American culture. There's the import scene, which inspired the Fast and Furious would give you a picture, those kind of fast cars, races at night, and then they would have shows because people would spend thousands of dollars fixing up their Japanese cars.
Right. Yeah.
We, I mean, that's interesting because like I never was, that was never like the culture thing that I was into, but definitely aware of it because what is it? You had mentioned a video game in there. There was the I forget what it was called.
Need for Speed, and now I'm not remembering
the other one. Yep.
Yes, there was a Namco game that you said you worked on that I had never heard of before, but I guess that
it's very obscure.
That's kind of the time when all those things were coming out, though. So it was like a really big thing. So I thought that was really interesting. That I had never even heard of that one, but I guess that was just what was going on.
Maybe it just wasn't that popular, except amongst a niche audience.
Anyway,
and then you
go ahead.
And then you also kind of go into your music career as well, with the rock band and stuff. And I thought that was really interesting. I mean, I'm skipping ahead towards like the end of the book.
Oh yeah.
How like you kind of wanted to step away from like the pinup style of, you didn't really want that anymore. You wanted to be like a, in this rock band, but then it was kind of like you kept kind of being drawn back to the almost like sexualization of
Asian women, but also all women in entertainment. I mean, the sex sells is like just a known saying,
for sure.
And it is always easier to lean into that, and you are, I guess, more a trailblazer if you don't lean into that at all. You know, you could go beyond that.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm about 10 years younger than you. I was born in 89, but I really, it was interesting to me how you talked about like body standards in the 2000s, because that's when I was a teenager. I graduated high school in 2007. And it was interesting to me that you talked about like how you wanted like like a curvier hips and like a C-cup breast. And I was like, I also wanted a C-cup breast, but I was coming from the other side where I was like, my boobs are too big.
Well, yeah.
I'd love to only be a C-cup.
For me, that would be quality problems. Yeah.
But it's just interesting, like how it's it's
a narrow body standard.
Yes, exactly. It's like, I guess better now, still not great, but like in the 2000s, it was such like you have to look exactly
chic,
Yeah.
But it was you want to be skinny, but you have to have like
curves.
Curves,
which aren't like really natural to have when you're super skinny.
Yeah, it's like there's not like how like most people aren't shaped like that. That's just not how it works.
That's not how a human body looks.
The standards are always impossible, so it's like women are naturally insecure having to live up to these ideals that aren't even real people.
Right. Yeah, that part really resonated with me, because I was like, that's like I was always trying to like look skinnier and smaller and make my boobs look smaller, make my hips look smaller, and it's just,
I think that's a universal female experience. You're always trying to make yourself, no matter what you are, you're trying to make yourself more this and that.
Another thing. Yeah, exactly.
It almost seems that as we're going more and more into layers of body positivity in the modern age, there's still an unattainable beauty standard that gets more and more extreme.
Well, now it's like giant butts, and I'm like, I don't have one of those. And they're not really natural, because the people who are promoting them have had them done.
Have like a BBL,
so it's like, it's never winning.
Exactly.
So that's it is interesting though, but like that's the thing that shocked me most of the book though, is just kind of re-examining like just every piece of media, especially with Asian culture, is just such a stereotype. And it's something that actually I thought of recently, because I'm into pro wrestling, and every time there's a wrestler who's Japanese, their theme song is always like Asian inspired, or
of course,
and it's always
still,
just
still.
Oh yes.
Okay.
It's like perhaps better, but it's still like there's still a lot of the like big ones, and they have like.
To be fair, though, they do that for every race. So the Indian wrestler is
at least
all
it's
Indian,
not like limited to Asian. I guess. Everybody's uniquely stereotyped.
But it actually did remind me of. I was remarking about this when we watched one of the latest ones. There's a wrestler from Japan, from Tokyo, Io Sky, and her entrance music, just rock music. No, and I was like, that's so interesting. Like that they're not doing like let's put the I forget the name of the string instruments, the shamisen. You got to have all that. I mean, which all the other wrestlers, they're Japanese have, of course. But so I thought maybe they're making.
Progress.
Small
progress,
but it's so crazy to think, because you're like, it was such a long time ago, but it's like it was the 2000s.
It really wasn't.
Wasn't that
what were
long
we
ago?
doing?
No.
The 2000s were crazy, because we're having a reckoning right now, not just with like these Asian things I'm pointing out, but with the Britney Spears. I love the Pamela Anderson thing, the Monica Lewinsky, and like everyone, really, anyone who was a woman.
Well, and it's like, it's in the 2000s, if you were known to like sleep around, or if like with Monica Lewinsky, where it was a man in power taking advantage of a young woman.
Was a child. She was a teenager.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, why was she
vilified?
We need to like, she shouldn't be vilified. She's like, even a teenager.
If she was 30 years old, he's still the most powerful man in the world.
Yeah, it's
even if she's his same age, even if the woman was his same age, he is still the most powerful man in the world. It's still an unfair power dynamic.
It's still such a power imbalance, and
they made her look like she like seduced him or something. Like, it's ridiculous.
It's like, no, we should talk about this. The president of the United States bringing this like teenager in to give him a blowjob. Like, it's
Oh, so
insane.
gross. Yeah.
It's so gross. So gross.
What was and another thing too, the book kind of goes through all the negative representations, but at the end there was some good representations. Do you have any thoughts on, like, so you mentioned the movie Crazy Rich Asians as being like very good because it is just a really good movie that has Asian people in it. It isn't about being Asian.
Exactly. And then, like, say Beef, that was on Netflix.
I haven't seen that, but I've heard it's great.
Oh my gosh. Highly recommended. Okay. Yeah, it's just such a unusual show.
Yeah.
But nothing stereotypical about those Asians in there.
Yeah.
Squid Game, or there's so much media now I couldn't even name it all. And the K-poppers. So
BTS.
Crazy. To think that how huge that's gotten. I never really.
I couldn't have imagined this as a kid. It's like unfathomable.
Sure. Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. Just
I think it's really interesting too. I mean, it doesn't really, you don't go into it too much in the book, but like the whole Korean industry of K-pop and how that's terrible as well, if not even worse.
Yeah, I mean, I'm criticizing kind of American media, but I say that by saying I'd rather be in America than live in South Korea or East Asia because it's even more patriarchal and
idol culture is just so rough over there.
Yeah. I mean, there's been stories coming out, these kids or teenagers or young adults are not allowed to date, but there's stories that have come out about them having to go on dates with like industry older middle-aged men, secretly, of course. But
yes, of course.
That's crazy.
So one of the pieces of media that you spoke about that I was like,
oh boy, I know where this is going. She's like, I'm gonna bring this up. You can't.
Oh, I actually have a couple things. Okay. This might not be the thing you're thinking of.
Okay.
But I was, as a teenager, I was so into the book Memoirs of a Geisha.
Oh my God, I loved that book. It was my favorite book. I read it a million times.
Me too. And I actually read it recently, like a couple years ago. And I was like, this is a
but
story.
It's beautifully written,
It's beautifully written. It's so well written. But you're right. It really is. Like, when I was reading it, I was like, why is this adult man
like in the mind of a teenage girl?
Grooming this teenager. And then I also read the book that you mentioned, the Geisha A Life, which is like an actual memoir. And it was just interesting, the differences, because one of the big things in Memoirs of a Geisha is she sells her virginity, essentially. But then in Geisha A Life, she's like, that wasn't a thing. Like, people didn't do that.
But in the movie, especially, it was presented as a formalized practice that everybody does this when they turn of age.
Right.
You sell off your virginity in a formal manner that everybody, like the customers, are familiar with, because you give them this very specific gift.
You give them like a little.
They like know this means that you're selling your virginity.
And it was just interesting to, like, when I read that a few years ago versus when I was like 17, just seeing the like differences in, or just, when you're just more mature and you're like, actually, this is really weird and creepy.
And also, like, she falls in love with this man she meets when she's like, say, 12 and he's 45, and she's in love with him for the rest of her life. And she's the most beautiful geisha in town, right? So she's in love with him for the rest of her life, and then the big romantic ending is that she gets to be his mistress.
Right. That's the other thing is I even remember thinking that was a little bit weird when I was a teenager, was like, she's not even getting like the life of, like, she's not his wife. She's his mistress. Like a kept woman.
Her 30 years younger mistress that he met as a child.
By the way, she was like a little kid when they met, but whatever. And then this, I think, is what you were gonna. So I want to talk about. Well, I have a degree in music. I like have studied vocal performance and stuff.
And
so
you teach voice too.
And I teach voice lessons. So I am interested to talk about Madame Butterfly with you, just because it's such a iconic opera. I mean, it has the Un bel di vedremo, which is, I mean, it's a beautiful aria.
Yeah, it's the one of the most famous in the world of all time, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, Puccini, one of my favorite composers, you know, his operas are beautiful, but it's such like kind of the one of the like, you know, such an early piece of like Asian fetishization of, you know, she has sex with this guy once, and then who is an American that came, you know, was like fighting in the war, and then is just obsessed with him for like the rest of her life.
What is this thing with the Asian women just being obsessed with one man for the rest of their life?
And then the other layer to it is, obviously this isn't, well, not obviously, but this isn't how it's done now. But when it was first performed, and still up till very recently, the role of Butterfly was usually a white woman, which which is
not ideal.
Again, it's like, don't do that. Yeah.
So, no, but the thing I wanted to bring up too about that was, Lauren, you were recently in the Madison Savier's production of Iolanthe, but they Gilbert and Sullivan did the Mikado, of course, as well, and that is another like early Asian fetishism thing that actually the movie the movie, it's on Criterion, Topsy-Turvy.
I don't even know about all of this.
So you should look up the movie Topsy-Turvy, because it's about Gilbert and Sullivan creating the Mikado, which they came up with because they had, I think it was the World's Fair.
They went to the World's Fair
exposition there, and they just were like in love with the Japanese like styles and things, and then they just wrote a whole opera about Japanese schoolgirls, basically.
What? I have not come across this at all.
You should look it up.
The Mikado.
This sounds troubling.
It's difficult to put on now, actually, because
it's troubling.
Well, because there's been a reckoning. I mean, like, it's really interesting. You know, that they put it on a couple years ago, and it was not. I did not think it was a good idea. They did an anime type thing.
Okay.
I think they had a profession of Asian American Studies talk before as well, to talk about the cultural history of this.
It's like troubling.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Like a disclaimer.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and it's interesting. I don't know if you're familiar with Gilbert and Sullivan. They wrote like Pirates of Penzance and HMS Pinafore. Those were like some of their big like light opera in England.
Yeah, the late 1800s, yeah.
Yeah. I will say with the Mikado, the women aren't fetishized more than other Gilbert and Sullivan women.
Okay.
Because every Gilbert
Equal
and Sullivan,
opportunity.
Yeah.
Every single Gilbert and Sullivan opera ends up with all of the women in it marrying all of the men in it and then going off into the sunset. So
yeah,
well,
and
that's like a still what we grew up with in movies, right? Yeah.
And like in Iolanthe, the concept is all the women are like fairies, and then the men are like the British peerage. And then like in the second act, all the fairies like fall in love, like are just giddy and super horny for the peers, and then they all get married. So it's like, that's like basically, it's actually, they're less horny in the Mikado than they are in Iolanthe. So it's like, it's like I say, it's not worse than other ones. But actually, the company that I did Iolanthe with is putting on the Mikado next year, but they're calling it the Micado, like MCADO, and they're setting it in Scotland.
Okay.
Yeah. Like it's really just like, there's like one line that's like, or there's like a couple lines that like refer to them being Japanese, but it's really not. It's really not that integral to the plot. It's just a bunch of silly stuff happening.
Okay. Okay, maybe it sounds okay then.
Yeah. Like John said, it's really just they saw like a Japanese exhibit.
Yeah, I think that's what I mean. It's not like necessarily the plot is that, it's just that they saw this and they're like, oh, it's foreign, it's other, it's different, it's cool, it's exotic, you know, kind of that. I think when I was reading your book, it was just one of those even subtle things you don't even think about, is just it's different, so it's exotic, you know.
Well, and you this is kind of off topic, but you talk about too, like how whenever people describe your looks, it's like exotic versus
and like beautiful,
right?
Like
exactly.
Some normal word.
Yeah. As though you're somehow other, which
or animal.
Yeah, exactly.
People suck. But you know who doesn't suck? Someone who's not a person, and that is Quizbot.
Oh, so I thought you were going to say Judy, who is our dog,
no.
but
and she doesn't suck either. But so this is something we do with guests. Just to explain it to the audience, Quizbot is, of course, a robot that I invented that has questions that I have here that he has tabulated to be the most important questions, the questions that if you answer 5 of these, we'll know everything about you as a person.
Oh.
So this is like, he's done a really good job with this.
Okay.
It definitely wasn't me writing a million weird questions years and years and years ago and coming up with them. So let's go through these. So what we're going to do is I'm going to read the question. We'll give our thoughts on it. So, God, I hope I don't pick some weird ones. Here we go.
Just pick a different one if you pick
No. I'm going to start off real easy. This is pretty easy. Eggs, scrambled or over easy? I think this is tough because with scrambled, you can add all sorts of stuff, you know, cheese and ketchup.
And then what style? Like, is it French style or American? Because Europeans like a lot more creamy.
This is something that
John,
I
you have the food journalist on here. Yeah.
That's very true. Well,
but there's the satisfaction of the yolk breaking that doesn't come with a scrambled egg.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with over easy. Yeah.
Over easy.
I mean, you can add ingredients to an over easy as well if you're not a coward.
That's true. Very true.
But I'm a scrambled boy through and through. Yeah.
Do you do ketchup in scrambled eggs, or is that terrible?
I don't like it. I know that was a big thing way up, you know, in northern Wisconsin, where I'm originally from. But it was never a thing for me.
Yeah.
I like cheeses. I like.
I do ketchup with scrambled eggs. It's something that my grandmother taught me.
I like that too.
And I was just like, you know, of course. But I'm gonna have to go with over easy as well because I like to dip the toast. I like the yolk.
Yeah.
The yolk.
But I like both, right?
Yeah.
But we're being forced to choose one as the favorite.
Yeah.
I've been starting to do my scrambled eggs as a little bit of a softer scramble because I've been scrambling them hard a lot. But I learned that if you take them off the heat just before they are fully firm, they end up just perfect with just a little bit of moisture in there. It's very nice.
Sounds professional.
I'm gonna do over easy as well, though I do love scrambled eggs with cheese. I mean,
we're in Wisconsin, so
we're Wisconsinites through and through.
Okay.
You have to have cheese.
I didn't know that was in Wisconsin. Oh well, you guys are famous for
cheese. Yeah. We
All
just love cheese.
Oh God, this is a good one. Okay.
Oh God.
Okay. Boxing match. So this is a celebrity boxing match between 2 celebrities. We've got 2 famous television moms here. Marge Simpson versus Lois Griffin. Boxing match. Who you got?
Who's Lois Griffin?
From Family Guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't watch Family Guy.
I think canonically they both actually have boxed in the show now. They didn't when you wrote that question.
Probably not. Yes. I mean, you know, you got to run out of ideas at some point.
That's true. I mean, Lois Griffin's from where's Quahog? That's in
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
So we're talking about New Englander versus a generic anywhere in the United States, or Springfield is nowhere.
Yeah.
I've got to go with East Coast. I got to go with Lois Griffin.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm going with Marge because there was that episode where unfortunately she was a cop.
Oh.
And she did really good at the physical tests.
So you think
and then she yelled, Marge! And I like that a lot.
I have to go with Marge too, just because I like The Simpsons more than Family Guy. And
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Marge is cool. Marge did a Playboy shoot. Did you know this?
No.
Yeah, Marge Simpson was in Playboy.
Yeah.
I will go with Lois, even though I don't know who she is, because Marge seems frail, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't seem like a very strong person.
I could see
That's
it.
fair. Yeah.
I could see
Doesn't she wear pearls?
Yeah,
She does wear pearls.
Does wear
Yeah.
pearls, yeah.
And she's got that hair.
Yeah, the hair is not
Yeah.
good for him. You could grab onto that.
Yeah.
very
That's
true.
true. That's true. That's fair.
Okay, so that's 2 down. Let's see here.
It's a good one.
Let's try not do another food one. Okay, these are okay. I was hungry when I wrote these. So.
Have you guys ever heard of the 60 questions where you can fall in love, or what? This is what it reminds me of.
Oh,
I don't know if it's 60,
Yeah,
but some
sounds
number of
familiar.
questions.
yeah. I've never done that.
Okay,
But
I've got.
Yeah, well,
good-
use it carefully on someone.
Yeah.
You know, make
Well,
sure
yeah.
it's someone you want to be in love with.
Quizbot.
Or I guess you guys could do it.
Yeah. Fair enough. Quizbot has another great one here. Favorite wedding dance song. See, that tells you a lot about who you are. I'll start with a little preamble. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I've been singing it all day. But your friends, Lauren, who are Disney people, entered their wedding dance to was it which Powerline song was it? Was it Eye to Eye from the Goofy movie?
Oh,
is this Kenzie and BJ?
Yeah. Which one was it? It was one of the two, but I've been singing that song all day because I was watching something about how it's the 30th year anniversary of the Goofy movie. So
We should watch it.
I know we should watch it. It's a good movie. So that was really cool. I thought when they entered to that, but I mean, is it a song that you end up just everyone screaming? You know,
Well,
the
that's
lyrics?
up to you.
Or
That's up to you.
Or is it a dance jam? I don't know.
I have my answer already.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
Well, I said Toto's Africa
Okay.
because that was a song we had play at our wedding.
Okay.
And it just gets everybody yelling. And I remember at Cody's wedding, our friend Cody, we all somebody was pretending to be different creatures in the safari.
Oh, got it.
So-
Africa.
So yeah, it's a
Okay.
good time.
Okay.
That's mine.
Yeah. That actually. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Nope. Go ahead.
No.
I
Go.
only know to dance to 90s and 2000s hip hop. So
Oh, hell
I'm just
yeah.
gonna say Hypnotized by
Okay.
yeah, because that's it's got
That's
a
a-
good beat to
That's
it.
a good
dance to
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
I'm sorry. It just popped in my head that
Yeah.
because when did Toto's Africa come out? Was the 80s? Was the
late.
Anyway, so
least.
was the 80s Africa was the Hollywood fetishization thing because then there was Australia for a bit there in the 90s, and it does feel like the early 2000s really was Asian stuff.
Mhm.
It's so weird to think about that.
It was released in '82, John.
82. Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
it was the 80s because they had because that was oh no, Lion King was the early 90s. Anyway, there was a big Africa period I remember as well. That was the flavor of the month.
So I'm going to go against my Wisconsin roots because I no longer live in Wisconsin. But I'm still going to go very cliche. So it's got to be the cha-cha slide because everyone does it wrong, but they still confidently do it. Because the Wisconsin answer is the chicken dance. And I don't need any more polka in my life. I'm glad if I don't.
I'm gonna go.
That's
I've got
okay.
mine. It took me a minute, but I'm gonna go with Two Princes by the Spin Doctors.
That's
Oh,
a
there
good
we go.
one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good
I just
one.
remember specifically dancing with Adam to that at the wedding.
At our
and
wedding.
It was very great time. Great Two Princes. Love that.
Two princes for two princes.
Exactly. All right, let's get another one. That's the food one I said no to. This is a good one.
Oh, God.
All right. What have we done? We've done 3. So here comes number 4. What is your most unhinged hobby? This one takes a little bit of a different tact now that we're post-COVID and everyone had their insane COVID hobbies.
Unhinged.
I can start with mine because Lauren knows what it's going to be.
I think I know what it's going to be.
And TJ probably as well.
Yeah.
I know what yours is going to be.
Yes, ant farms. I have multiple ant queens and ant colonies that I keep. Ooh, and that started during COVID. And they still exist in my closet in their little farms. And they eat bugs and fruit juice.
And I just sit here forgetting that there are ants in my house.
Forgetting that there's literally thousands upon thousands of ants in the closet.
In our house, yeah.
How big is an ant farm enclosure? I guess it doesn't need to be very big.
No, it's not huge.
Like, like this big for the mother pearl and about that big for their little nest thing. So it takes about a shelf. I have 2 colonies on one shelf in a closet. So they don't take up a lot of room.
Yeah.
But,
so they are like, you can see they are tunneling or something. Yeah, okay.
Yep. And then they have a little outer area where I drop the food in. And they go
and they like bring it back.
That does sound kind of interesting, actually.
It is really interesting.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's cool when he catches like a queen.
Yeah.
Like
catches a queen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you get them.
Like
I'm walking the dog.
Where do you catch a queen?
They're flying. So they'll
Wait,
be waiting.
What? I thought they were always like fat and in the middle of the colony.
So before they are that, so they're called elates, which is like the I guess you'd say like a princess or whatever if you want to call it that. But like, so they'll be male and so every ant is a female, and then there'll be drones, which are male ants, and then like elates, which are the female ants that aren't yet. I have a biology degree, so I'm into dumb shit. So they'll fly off and then go find other ants from other colonies, and then once they've mated, the queen will fly and find a spot, and then she'll ditch the wings. She's pregnant. She'll just hole up, and then spit out the workers, and then they go find food and bring it back to her, and then it just grows from there. So you'll find them out while you're walking if you know how to look for them, and you just
do they just look different?
Yeah, they look big. They're huge.
Just really big.
You see a huge ant that's got like a really big midsection and a really big or they might even still have their wings. The one that I caught this summer still had her wings, but now I've got like 10 ants in her little thing now. So
yeah, she was pregnant.
This kit, is this a kit that you have? Like you buy an ant kit? Oh, you're making this from, because I feel like they used to sell kits, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so the kit doesn't come with a queen?
No.
Okay.
No. It's illegal they're pests, so you can't sell them. But if you catch them yourself, there is, I go down an extremely long rabbit hole talking about it. So there's one species of ant in the U.S. that you're allowed to sell queens. They're the red harvester ant, because they're endemic to the entirety of the U.S. So it's like, if one were to escape somewhere, it's not going to be like an invasive species or anything, because they're just everywhere. And then in the north, like where we are, if they were to escape, they would die because they can't survive the winter. So it's like basically like they were given the okay. So you can buy those online, but the other ones you have to catch or find from a dealer that has a permit to sell them. It's again, unhinged hobby. That's
yes.
All
right, very weird.
I'm done. That's my unhinged hobby.
Mine is I like to feed the crows that live behind our house. I give them peanuts, and I have like a little crow call, and I say hello to them. And I also just like seeing what the squirrels are up to, and I'll give reports. I actually found a baby squirrel, a few weeks ago, and it had fallen out of the tree, and I took it to like the wildlife rescue to be like rehabilitated. So yeah, that's my thing is.
You're trying to become a Disney princess, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
You're trying to become Snow White. or what's
Aurora.
her name? Aurora.
Yeah, I want to be her because I want to sleep for
sleep
a
forever.
long time. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, so I just like to, I mean, John and I are very much creature people. We love creatures. We have a dog and 2 cats. And I just like seeing what everybody's up to, what all the animals are up to in my neighborhood. That's probably my unhinged hobby.
Mine is similar. I feed the squirrels, and it's interesting because they have such different personalities. So it's like a really, really shy one, and there was one that knows me so well, it'll let me like pet it a little bit.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I started giving them, what are those shelled nuts?
Pistachios?
Pistachios, which they really enjoyed, but then like everyone in my complex started getting pissed off because they'll open them and just throw the shells everywhere. So I stopped giving them pistachios. And it's interesting, like I'll feed them these mixed nuts and they don't really like the cashews, which are like the expensive nuts, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So like they've gotten so spoiled at this point where they'll come and just like leave cashews because they've got plenty of nuts.
They're like, we don't need these.
We don't need cashews, actually.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So you're also trying to be a Disney princess.
I love
with me.
animals.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's the way to
You're
go.
actually
I
like
love it.
not supposed to feed them according to like wildlife scientists, but like it makes them happy and it makes me happy.
They're just little guys.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
This one's gonna be weird for me because I would almost say anything I do is already unhinged because I just feel unhinged all the time. So I'm gonna throw something that's technically a job and not necessarily a hobby. So my third job is I drive Uber, and I just do it for fun because it gets me out of the house. Because I have two jobs where I'm working from home, so I'm always spreadsheets in front of a computer or whatnot. Uber gets me out and about, and my favorite things to drive is events at one of the convention centers down in Rosemont, because I'm down here in Illinois, just outside Chicago, and every year the furry convention comes into town, Midwest Fur Fest, and they are some of the most gracious, best riders that absolutely love talking to them. Some of them are introverted, which is fine, because then we just have a quiet ride, back and forth. But they're just the most interesting people to talk to.
Are they in full costume? Like with
sometimes. So some are full costume. Sometimes some will just be head. Some will just be tail. Some will just be fans. Some will people there just to trade art.
With a tail.
Yeah, with a tail. And at least the one here, here in Illinois, is the biggest one in the world.
Oh, wow.
And the running joke I get, and it's reiterated by the furry community, is that if one of the planes to or from Midwest Fur Fest ever were to crash, half of the world's IT infrastructure would go down because there's a lot of intersection between people who work in IT and people in the furry community.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It might just be the predilection to using the internet, and have been using the internet for a long time, because these communities were very, very disjoint. They weren't really communities, and it was online forums that allowed people to connect, and people who already had the knack for wanting to go online for things like this are also people who got jobs in tech.
I suppose that's a really good point. Yeah.
Server infrastructure. Yeah.
That's neat. That just speaking of, okay, so this is going to be a long walk. This is going to be a big tangent here. So speaking of the furry convention, it reminded me of people wearing a tail, which reminded me.
I know where this is going.
Which reminded me of one of the most insane moments in television that made me like spit out my drink. Was in an episode of 90 Day Fiancé. It was a couple in Baraboo, Wisconsin. Actually, the daughter turns around and she just has a tail. that was just
She's just
never
wearing a
referenced
tail.
before, nothing at all, and you're just like, oh, okay.
But is it a realistic looking tail or like an obviously
it's like
like a furry tail, like
like a furry tail.
raccoon.
something that you would like a furry would have. So it's like, oh, okay, she's just a furry, which I just thought was like interesting because I never mentioned it. But then it reminded me of something I was just thinking about and talking about is 90 Day Fiance. You want to talk about Asiaphiles?
Yes.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
actually, I'm surprised I didn't talk about that show.
Oh,
I'm actually surprised I didn't bring it up the second that you came onto the Zoom call because I watched so much 90 Day Fiance.
Because it is like, that is just the type of guy. The I want an Asian wife guy is just such a thing.
And it's, you mentioned this too in your book, but they'll be like, well, I, am looking for a wife in the Philippines because I've heard they're more submissive than women in America. And it's like, no, it's just the women you meet here are done with your bullshit. Yeah. And this girl will be too. Like,
yeah, it's literally just the power dynamics of like, we're much wealthier and the women are looking to get out of, have a better life. So yes, they're willing to put up with your thing to get out of the country.
Right.
For how long after that?
Well, right.
And one of the things I think that I like about that show is that you see these men get hit in the face with the reality of what they're doing and be like, oh no, these are like women that are just women, and they're not going to put up with your bullshit.
Yeah, fascinating concept that they're just fully people.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're real human beings.
Yeah.
Well, it's just interesting because they're like, oh, I want this for this, and they get there and they're like, oh, they aren't going to just cook for me and all of this because it's not a.
They just
reality.
really want a slave or something.
Yeah. They want like a maid that they have sex with. Basically. Yeah.
And then you end up taking a shower with their dad, Big Ed, when Big Ed took a shower with his fiance's dad for some reason.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
there's an episode.
I remember Big Ed. Like I watched 90 Day Fiance for a while, but I don't remember that. I guess it's a show.
He went to the Philippines, and then like I don't remember why, but they were like, "You need to take a shower with my dad" or something. It was like a weird thing. I don't remember because it was like it was too hot or something, and then they only had one shower, in their house. Or I don't remember.
It was
he put mayonnaise in his hair. He was a real guy, weirdo.
Yeah, he's a real weird guy.
Anyway, but that just when I was reading the book, I was just like, oh man, that type of guy just so exists.
Yeah,
and it's just such a weird thing to. I don't know. I guess I'm
just... in Thailand or in Philippines, probably they call them losers back home.
Yes.
Yeah.
They talked about that in
White Lotus.
Season. I thought that was really good. Losers back home.
For sure.
And it's just like, man, the world's a weird place. All right. Quizbot has one final question. This is good. Least problematic Disney prince.
Disney prince.
Oh.
Yeah. So who are the Disney princesses least problematic? I guess I guess he is a prince, Ali, because he becomes a prince when he gets genified. Yeah. Aladdin.
Yeah, he becomes Prince Ali.
Yeah. He's pretty. I think for me that's probably a good choice, right? Because he like ends up
he lies to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he feels bad about it. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's stuff that other princes do, which is way worse. So.
And they don't focus on his age, but we don't know how much older he is than Jasmine.
They seem about the same.
They try to be about the same.
They look the same, right?
He's certainly closer in age to her than Jafar was.
That is true. I think it's probably like a 25 to 18, which is on the border.
He's always running from the cops too, so he's very anti-cop.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is good. He's got a pet monkey as well. That's fun.
Yeah. There's that one lady that thinks he's rather tasty.
Yeah.
I'm remembering that lyric now. Yep.
Yeah.
I think he's rather
tasty.
The one from Princess and the Frog's pretty chauvinistic.
Prince Naveen.
Naveen, yeah.
I think my answer would be Kristoff from Frozen.
Is that
The
a joke?
guy with the reindeer.
Oh, I'm thinking of the other guy. I'm thinking of Hans.
Yeah, not Hans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the evil one.
The one with the reindeer. Yeah, the good one.
Okay.
His name's Kristoff. Yeah.
Gives Kristoff, yeah.
Jonathan Groff.
I saw this once.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
Yeah,
with you
but
a long time ago.
yeah.
I mean, I guess Eugene / Flynn Rider from Tangled. He does
Yeah,
become a prince
he's
by the end
pretty
of
good
it.
too.
Yeah.
I like him.
A bit shallow, but there is a character arc there. I mean, shallow in greed, but
Does the fox from Fox and the Hound, or Fox,
Wait.
Robin
From Robin Hood.
not Fox
Yeah.
and the Hound, Robin
not
Hood.
Fox and the Hound.
That's not a princess
He's not
movie.
anthropomorphized enough. Yeah.
Does he
Does
count?
Tramp from Lady and the Tramp count?
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one. I think so.
Tramp's a hear me out. I'll say it.
I mean, there's the iconic spaghetti scene.
I know. He's just cute. Yeah. We love Tramp. That's a good
He
one.
doesn't do anything wrong,
He's just a little scamp.
Yeah.
But could he be classified as a prince? That's the
think so.
question. Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
I think that's
For
fair.
the purposes of this, we'll say, yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of oh boy, I'm trying to think of the problematic one. So I guess the Hunchback of Notre Dame, that guy's not really a prince though.
Phoebus? No.
Yeah.
He's
There's not
very
any-
problematic.
There aren't like prince and princesses.
There isn't
and
really royalty in there. no.
Pocahontas though. That there's a problematic prince.
That's the most problematic one.
Yeah.
Also down to who voices him, because that is Mel Gibson.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to because I even remember like seeing that as a kid and being like, isn't this story really effed up?
Not what the story is. I mean, I will say I did like that she was friends with a raccoon, but
That's
Other
actually a
than
really good point. That there was like a Native American phase too in pop culture.
Yes,
like
yes.
The late
oh yeah, the
80s, early
90s moms
90s.
with like the Native American inspired home decor.
Oh, yeah. I remember all that.
Gwen Stefani, I think, did a thing.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about Beauty and the Beast? Because he has a redemption arc of where he
That's
is
true.
bad and becomes good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the worst he's got is this, anger issues, which I'm sure
That he
may have
works on,
focused
right?
for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He is
he
working
works
on
on. Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah.
he's got that
Prince
mansion.
Adam.
I mean, his therapists are really just his servants, so it's really hard to kind of work through it.
They're all
Yeah.
yes men.
And they're also, have gone through the body horror of becoming like a teapot or
Like Disney princes really will talk to a clock instead of go to therapy. Like, come on. But I don't think there was therapy back in the 1800s.
in the
France,
1700s. Yeah.
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 Oh yeah, because literally, Belle's father was thrown into an asylum
Mhm.
because they just said he was crazy.
Yeah, he was old. He
Yeah.
was weird, so he's in an asylum. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to that coming back.
Asylums?
Being thrown into the
Because
with under a current
All right,
administration.
all right. I don't know.
Well, true, yeah, actually.
Yeah.
So I think we got answers from everybody. I think that's all Quizbot had.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
he's done. Thank you, Quizbot, for joining us.
I do want to point out my favorite note that I took while reading the book, which was a bullet point that says Woody Allen. And then under it, I just wrote, I fucking hate Woody Allen. So
I like that. No. I mean, he's just problematic in so many ways,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
But
yeah.
It's crazy. Like, one of his most famous films, I didn't really watch his early stuff, but was him, like, with the 17-year-old girlfriend. And, like, he was, like, 40 or 50 by this point. And this was romanticized, and people love this film.
yeah. And then, he married his daughter.
Yeah, he married
which
his daughter.
is,
Yeah.
obviously
So
what
gross.
the what the fuck?
It's unbelievably wild that happened a really long time ago, and he still has work and does work, and
yes, exactly.
It's just like, what is, oh God. It's a thing that is really interesting to look back though and think about how much better, just to try and end on a more positive note, how much better things are now.
Yeah.
I mean, not perfect by a long shot.
No.
But, interesting.
We would not be okay. I mean, people weren't okay with it back then either.
No.
But yeah, he had tons and tons of hit movies.
Would get work,
Tons and tons of work. He's not really getting that much work now.
I mean,
right?
he's like 90 or whatever.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
No, but like one thing I thought was just really interesting is just the representation being better than it was. But I was thinking about SNL and Bowen Yang being on that, and I know he talks a lot about being an Asian American cast member, but like that's never, they do a really good job of not making that his personality, and it's
that could easily go that way.
And now he's just in movies and
he's in Oscar-nominated movies because Wicked was nominated for Best Picture.
And, they did Bros, and he was in that, right? With Billy Eichner. And
is he the first Asian cast member? I don't remember any before that.
He might be.
Yeah.
I think he is. Or like one of
the best known.
Very few. Yeah. Definitely the best known. Yeah. But
which is actually kind of insane to think about. It is Bowen Yang, which is insane to think about. A show that's been on since 1975.
Oh wow! Yeah, I can't think of anything.
I mean, their first. I think their first Latin American cast member may have been Melissa Villaseñor, which was only not that long ago.
Yeah.
First Latino. Yeah, Melissa Villaseñor. Yeah. That's crazy because she joined 2016. Like,
wait, what?
Yeah.
I mean,
she was the first Latina.
Anyway, so but just to think, we have these popular institutions that just now are starting to be like having, a better representation, which is like must be a really cool thing to see.
Yeah, it's shocking. It's just like I can't if I were to wish for representation as a young girl, I couldn't have dreamed of this much. It's like beyond.
Yeah, for sure. It's like John said, it's definitely not where it needs to be, but it is. We have made forward momentum.
Yes.
I was driving on Sunset Boulevard, and I believe there was a Chanel ad with an Asian girl. I'm pretty sure it was Jennie from Blackpink, but up on the billboards with everybody else, and that wouldn't have been anything I would have seen growing up,
right?
For sure. Yeah,
right. Of course, that's great.
So it's really cool. But the book was really interesting read. I really enjoyed it actually. Just the writing was really interesting and well done. Like it just was really cool. You can tell.
Thank you so much for reading.
Yeah, it was very I got through it really quickly and enjoyed it, and it was. I gave you a 5-star on Goodreads. So.
Oh,
yeah.
She's always talking about book talk. So.
Oh,
I read a lot.
Oh, you're an avid reader. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you like a literary person or like lit?
Yeah, it's. I read a lot of like thrillers and horror. But then I'll read some like fantasy and romance, and I just kind of.
I think fantasy is the most popular on.
Yeah, the like romantasy. Yeah. I've read all the Sarah J. Maas books. That's kind of.
I'm trying to think of what my book talk would look like.
Yours would be like history books.
Civil War history.
Oh. At least it's not World War II.
And World War II. I'm actually current book I'm reading is about Japan and World War II. So.
Oh, they were quite evil. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd finished William Shire's book on Hitler, so that was really good too, about the rise of fascism. Anyway, that's like my thing is like history. I'm just way into reading history books, which I really liked about your book, because your book goes like way into the history of like the fetishization of Asian stuff, which I thought was really interesting, and seeing those like historic things. Talking about World War II, about the Vietnam War and all those things, and the Korean War. I'm like, oh yeah, those are things that just you don't hear talked about, in
No, and it's like the stats are so dark. So it's like learning about,
So I, this is kind of back to Memoirs of a Geisha, but how like, she was like, oh yeah, the soldiers are really, but that wasn't the case at all.
Yeah. They were definitely like, Japan has a history of comfort women, which is basically sex trafficking other East Asian women for prostitution, but sex slavery, not prostitution, because they're not really getting paid.
Because they're not paid.
And they had to set those up for the American soldiers, and the American soldiers like used them viciously, basically, maybe even worse than maybe not. Japanese soldiers were pretty horrific. But the American soldiers have a problem of rape of local women often when they are stationed somewhere. So that's why it was set up. And when the comfort station was disbanded or like had to shut down because of rampant STDs, then the rape number went up from like 50 a day to 330 of like local women. So it's like, it's not that nice.
It was. Yeah, definitely not just nice boys partying with them. It was horrible. Yeah,
I'm sure there were plenty of nice soldiers too, but yes, this was also an issue.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's good ones too.
Yeah.
we don't need to not all men the
World War II soldiers. Fair enough. You know what? Anyway, I guess, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about? I think we've gone for about an hour here. So
that was super fun. I love just like chatting about whatever.
No, definitely, and I would definitely recommend checking out the book, which should be out now.
Yes, Fetishized, The Reckoning with Yellow Fever, Feminism, and Beauty.
I was talking about audiobooks before we started.
Oh, yeah.
And Lauren said, oh, there's an audiobook version that you recorded.
Oh, right? Yes, yeah. So that will be out too, or that's out too.
Yeah.
And recording audiobooks is tiring.
I'm recording one right now.
Oh, yeah. It's very tiring. It's like 8 hours of just talking.
And not messing up.
Yes, not messing up. That's stressful.
The hard part.
And then I've learned while doing interviews that no one can pronounce the word fetishization, and I know how to pronounce it because I said it 50 million times in the audio.
I think you probably heard me stumble a couple times.
Literally, there's not one person who said it without stumbling, because it's not a word you use in real life.
No.
Right.
It's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
But no, thank you so much for joining us on this episode.
Yeah, thank you.
Everyone should read the book. It's out now. Where you buy books, Amazon, all the places. So
everywhere.
Awesome. But thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, great to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming on.